My neighbor vanished, but I hear strange noises from his apartment at night. So, have you ever had a neighbor who suddenly disappears without any trace? It's a strange feeling, like an unsolved mystery that lingers in the air. You go about your daily routine, but there's this constant awareness that something is not right. That's exactly what happened to me with my neighbor, Mr. Johnson. Let me tell you the bone-chilling tale of his vanishing act and the eerie noises that now haunt his apartment at night. Mr. Johnson was an elderly man in his late 60s, with a kind smile and a gentle aura. He had lived in the apartment right next to mine for as long as I could remember. We would exchange pleasantries in the hallway, talk about the weather, and occasionally discuss the latest news. He seemed like a typical neighbor, but there was always something mysterious about him. One sunny afternoon, as I returned home from work, I noticed an unusual stillness in the hallway. The silence was deafening, and there was an eerie vibe that sent shivers down my spine. I entered my apartment, trying to shake off the uneasiness, but something inside me knew that something was terribly wrong. Days turned into weeks, and Mr. Johnson was nowhere to be seen. No sign of life, no sounds, just an empty apartment next door. The whole situation was puzzling, and I couldn't help but wonder what had happened to him. Was he sick? Did he travel somewhere? Or maybe something more sinister had occurred? The nights were the worst. As darkness enveloped the building, peculiar sounds echoed through the walls. It was as if the apartment next door had come alive with whispers, creaks, and unexplained noises. At first, I dismissed them as my imagination playing tricks on me, but the persistence of these eerie sounds made it impossible to ignore. One night, unable to bear the suspense any longer, I decided to investigate. I cautiously approached Mr. Johnson's apartment, my heart pounding in my chest. Every step felt like a leap into the unknown, and the darkness seemed to swallow me whole. As I reached his front door, a gust of cold wind brushed against my face, making me shiver. The doorknob felt icy to the touch, and a voice inside my head screamed, "Don't go in." But curiosity got the better of me. I turned the handle and pushed the door open, revealing a sight that would forever haunt my dreams. The apartment was in disarray, as if a violent storm had passed through. Furniture was overturned, books lay scattered, and the air smelled of decay. But the strangest part was the eerie silence that enveloped the room. Not a sound could be heard, except for the faint ticking of a broken clock. I took a step forward, my feet sinking into the carpet stained with an unknown substance. The walls seemed to close in on me, and an unsettling presence lingered in the air. It felt as if I had entered a different dimension, a realm where reality and nightmares intertwined. Suddenly, a chilling sound broke the silence: laughter. It was a hollow, bone-chilling laughter that seemed to come from every corner of the apartment. I froze, my body paralyzed with fear. Who or what could be laughing in such a desolate place? In a moment of panic, I fled from the apartment, slamming the door shut behind me. I ran back to my own sanctuary, desperately trying to make sense of what I had just experienced. The mystery of Mr. Johnson's disappearance had taken a terrifying turn, and it seemed like there was no escape from the nightmare that had engulfed his apartment. Days turned into weeks, and the strange noises continued to torment me. The laughter, the whispers, the unexplained creaks became a haunting symphony that played every night, making it impossible to fall asleep. Sleep deprivation gnawed at my sanity, and I found myself questioning my own reality. In my desperate search for answers, I decided to reach out to other neighbors. Perhaps they had heard or seen something that could shed light on the mystery. To my surprise, everyone seemed oblivious to the strange happenings next door. They dismissed my claims, calling it an overactive imagination or the result of sleep deprivation. But I knew the truth. I knew that something sinister lurked in the shadows of Mr. Johnson's apartment. I couldn't let the mystery consume me, so I started digging deeper, researching the history of the building, and even consulting paranormal experts. One night, armed with my newfound knowledge, I mustered up the courage to return to Mr. Johnson's apartment. As I stepped inside, the atmosphere felt heavier than ever before. But this time, I was prepared. I had brought a camera to capture any evidence of the supernatural. As I ventured deeper into the apartment, the strange noises intensified. The laughter grew louder, the whispers became more distinct, and the air turned colder. With trembling hands, I started taking photos, hoping to capture a glimpse of the unknown. And then, it happened. In one of the photos, a blurred figure appeared, standing in the darkest corner of the apartment. The figure had an ethereal quality, as if it didn't belong to our world. It sent chills down my spine, confirming my suspicions that something otherworldly was at play. Armed with this evidence, I sought out the help of a renowned psychic, hoping that they could shed light on the mystery. The psychic entered the apartment and immediately sensed a malevolent presence. With a grave expression, they revealed that the building had a dark history, a history of unexplained disappearances and restless spirits. According to the psychic, Mr. Johnson had become a victim of these vengeful entities, trapped in their clutches, unable to move on. The strange noises were their way of tormenting the living, a constant reminder of their presence. Terrified and desperate for a solution, I followed the psychic's advice. We performed a cleansing ritual, attempting to appease the spirits and release Mr. Johnson from their grasp. The process was intense, filled with prayers, incantations, and eerie vibrations that reverberated through the apartment. Days turned into weeks, and slowly but surely, the strange noises started to fade away. The atmosphere in the building lightened, and a sense of peace settled over Mr. Johnson's apartment. It seemed as though the restless spirits had finally found solace and moved on. As for Mr. Johnson, he remains a mystery, never to be seen again. The only remnants of his existence are the memories we shared and the strange events that unfolded in his apartment. I still wonder what happened to him and where he is now. Perhaps, one day, the truth will reveal itself. So, my friend, next time you find yourself with a neighbor who mysteriously vanishes, beware of the strange noises that may follow. The unknown holds many secrets, and sometimes, those secrets can be spine-chilling. May you sleep tight tonight, and may the darkness never engulf your dreams.